father's father had two brothers and a sister. His older sister, Hazel, had married a man named Jim Yunker, and he was involved in the bottling business early on, as early as 1906 in Indianapolis, and he sold flavors. He would have had grape, cream soda, blood orange, ginger ale. In 1915, he got the franchise for Coca-Cola in Indianapolis. So then we fast forward 20 years later to 1935, Jim Yunker approached my grandfather and his two brothers and said the franchises in Kokomo, Logansport, and Peru are available for sale, and you guys want this. Trust me, you want to get in the Coca-Cola business.
The spectacle of speed is at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for this afternoon's running of the Bill Holland 200. Drivers from all over the nation are competing for 80 laps at this 2.5-mile speedway, once known as the Brickyard. There's only 3 sports, as Ernest Hemingway once said: bullfighting, mountain climbing, and motorsports. This afternoon's coverage is brought to you by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Welcome to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. My name is Kyle Heyer, joined by Finian DeCuna tonight for the first running of the Lotus 49 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this afternoon. Finian, very excited to get this one underway.
Yeah, I'm not even going to try to do an old-time voice. That was very impressive, I'll give you that. That was impressive. But yeah, here with the Lotus 49 for Indianapolis for a non-points event for the Indy Elite Series. It was only really drawn up in the last 24, 36 hours. It's very recent. They just kind of brought us over. We're like, yeah, sure, we'll broadcast it. So we're here tonight for this special event. Going to be a very interesting combination tonight.
The Lotus 49 is extremely fast in a straight line, but doesn't have any downforce, Finian. As it gets to the corners, the drivers will have to lean on the brakes. Drum brakes on all 4 wheels here, Finian. How hard is it to slow these cars down?
Very hard. As you can see, Joe Brand's struggling to get the car slowed down by turn 1. These guys are going to have to go from 200 miles an hour entering turns 1 and 3 and slowing down to around 140 miles an hour. So they got to slow down quite a bit. And like you said, with the drum brakes, these things do not slow down well at all.
Simon Bryant in the 22 is 8th on the board right now. Riley Thompson in the 56 holds the fastest lap of the day at 53.7 seconds around this 2.5-mile speedway.
You're going to give it up as long as you can.
I'm going to go as long as I can.
Look at Simon Bryant down the back straightaway, currently in 8th position, currently on in first place, and even in practice too, is Riley Thompson, the 56, really fast in this machinery. There is right on board with Chris Kay on the board.
The drivers will have to work exceptionally hard to hold onto these cars through the corners. There's no downforce. There's no mechanical grip. It's all in the driver's hands.
I hope there's some mechanical grip they got, otherwise they're going to have no grip at all.
Well, they don't have a lot of grip here, Finian, and as you see, Chris Cahoe over 200 miles an hour down the straightaway across the yard of bricks into the first corner. Down a gear. Coaxing the car to the apex. I'm having a lot of fun. Just let me be.
I can tell. I'm laughing because I'm having a lot of fun.
There's 5 minutes left in qualifying, and I think I'm going to stop for now. Just to, I will pick it back up because it's fun.
Fair enough.
But Cahill works his way down the back straightaway here tonight. So we're not going to run this overlay the entire race. We're going to go back to our normal one tonight, so don't freak out. You will be able to actually see what's going on for a little bit. But we like to kind of throw it back a little bit, and you'll see something like this next Saturday night as well with the Outsider Racing League and their Darlington event. But sometimes we like to kind of throw it back to the days of old when racing was dangerous and sex was safe. And it's very different nowadays. But we've got almost 30 drivers here. And here's Jason. Why are you laughing? That's like a common saying. Oh boy, we're in a silly mood. We need racing back. There's 4 minutes left in qualifying. Riley Thompson's the quickest. He's about a 10th ahead of Liam Quinn. Let's talk about the challenges, Finian. 80 laps is not a short event. It's almost 55 seconds around a lap with these cars. So what's the strategy? I mean, how tricky is it going to be to race in traffic tonight?
Honestly, this race is going to be all about survival more so than anything else. This thing is not... it's hard enough to drive this thing around this track. It's going to be even harder to race. So I think for a lot of these guys, you're going to see this single file out very early on. Passing is going to be come exclusively at certain points. I don't think these guys are going to be jockeying around a whole lot in line. They're definitely going to try their best, but it's going to be definitely an event when they try to make a pass because these things struggle around this track.
All right, well, let's get the normal graphics back up on screen. Have a look at our track map, Finney, and walk me through a lap at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Heading down towards turn one. Well, really, if you were in the normal Indy car, there wouldn't be a whole lot to it. You just put the pedal down to the floor and just drive all the way around. But for these guys, like we said, they have to go from 200 miles an hour down to 140 down to these turns, going into turn one, and then also entering the short chute. The short chute is going to be interesting as well. They can gas it up a little bit, then have to brake again for turn two. Then coming out of turn two onto the back straightaway. And these guys have to be watch out coming out of these corners because they drift really close to the wall. And if you get even close to the wall, the car is going to slide around a lot. And that's the thing too. These cars slide around a lot. They are not planted in the slightest.
So as we head to Indianapolis Motor Speedway again, the discussion today is these are basically the race cars from the 60s, Finian. And of course, this race named after the 1949 winner of the Indy 500, Bill Holland. Kind of throwing it back to the days of old. Let's head back to the broadcast here, and we got to just clear up the rest of the remnants of the old screen here. So let's take care of that and bring everything back into the modern day. That looks a lot cleaner, doesn't it? We'll bring that back a little bit later, but qualifying almost complete here. Riley Thompson still the quickest on the board. Aaron Ruff's in the 16. He's working his way through the corners, and the discussion is going to be about how to run in traffic. There's a lot of rear tire on these cars, but not a lot of front tire, so understeer and passing is going to be an extreme challenge this afternoon.
Yeah, you can see these guys kind of almost drifting out of the corner. Just again, the front end doesn't grip a whole lot. The back end does with the significantly bigger tires. 16 walking across the line. It's going to be 52.5 going up to 11th.
Right on board here and kind of get a sense for the speed as Russ works his way through the corner. Speed's over 180, 190 miles an hour off into the corners, Finny, but you need to get to the corners and you're down into the 130s, 140s.
Yeah, back onto the straightaway. You can see him fighting the wheel a lot as he's trying to get back onto the power. You're going to have to be very careful getting back on the power because his cars are going to slide around quite a bit, not planted in the slightest. Again, with the lack of downforce you have to work, and you see also the suspension too. Car almost grinding on the ground as he brakes.
We want to thank the Coca-Cola of Kokomo bottling plant for coming on board sponsoring this event put on by the Indy Elite Series tonight. Of course, they wanted to spread a little happiness with all the chaos and worry and fear that's been going around with the spread of the COVID-19 virus. They got a little smiley face at the top of the ticker tonight, thanks to, of course, Brandon from Coca-Cola of Kokomo. So qualifying is almost complete. Jason Brophy still trying to set a lap. A lot of drivers have, well, a lot, about 6 or 7 have not set a lap time, Finian. And we've got about a 1.3 second spread from the front to the back, which is honestly less than I thought it would be.
Yeah, no, again, considering how difficult this thing is to drive, open setup for these drivers tonight, so trying the best they can to get these cars set up, somewhat drive around here.
Yeah, one of the things that we were talking about earlier was, you know, racing has changed a lot for the better in terms of the safety. Look at the driver's head. This is Jason Brophy. There's a roll bar there that does absolutely nothing if that car were to get turned up and over. So there's a lot of advantages of real racing nowadays. And having roll cages and roll bars is definitely one of those advantages because you know, back in the day, you turn on the TV and your favorite hero might not walk away at the end of the day. And at least tonight, we won't have we'll have the guarantee that everyone will walk away from this, hopefully. Ruffs in the 16 across the line will improve to a 52.592. Nope, that wasn't the real time. 54.222 is the best that he's done. Qualifying is complete. Riley Thompson in the 56 is the quickest on the day so far.
Well, it's qualifying wraps up. It's going to be Thompson, Drake, Stouffer, your top 4, as qualifying is ending. And we get ready here for the 80-lap main event.
Andrew Wood was the 5th driver in qualifying, so head down to the grid now and get lined up for the start tonight. This race, if it goes from green from start to finish, will be an hour and 11 minutes. That's how long it takes these cars to get around. They are rocket ships in a straight line, but not so great through the corners. Here's a look at your starting lineup tonight. On the front row, Riley Thompson in the number 56, alongside Liam Quinn in the 44 from the UK.
Yep, and then moving on back to number 2 in 3rd place, we're going to have Jeff Drake in the 34, lining up on the inside lane next to Chris Stouffer in the 13 and 4th.
In row number 3, starting in 5th place tonight on the inside lane, will be Andrew Wood in the number 18, Andreas Eich in the number 7. He'll roll off 6 on the outside of that 3rd row.
Moving on back to 7th place, we have Brian Carey in the 79, going to be lining up on the inside next to Joshua Chin in the 93 in 8th.
In 9th place tonight, starting in the inside of row number 5, is Flynn Lazier, the number 26, and Aaron Ruffs in the number 16 on the outside in 10th.
Moving on back to 11th spot, we got Simon Bryant in the 22 on the inside, and he's going to be lined up next to Matt Kingsbury in the 21 in 12th.
Row number 7 in 13th place, Ray Kingsbury in the 25. It'll be Will Roberts from the Fuel Racing League in 14th tonight on the outside of row number 7.
Moving on back, we find in 15th, Chris Cahill in the 4 is going to be lining up in the inside lane next to Danley Ench in the 52 in 16th.
In 17th place tonight, John Downing in the number 5 and Matt Hollaba on the outside in 18th on the number 02 car tonight. We'll see how he can do climbing up from that far back in the field.
Row number 10 is going to have Joe Branch in the 20 on the inside line in 19th next to Joe Flanagan in the 20 in 20th.
In 21st place tonight, Jason Brophy in the number 15 just tried to get a qualifying lap in, wasn't able to do it before it was all said and done. Jonathan Goke in the number 08 rolls off in 22nd.
Moving on back to 23rd, we got Bradley Walters in the 2, and 23rd is going to be next to 24th, Tanner Watkins in the 23 car.
And the rest of the field, Zach Buchanan in the number 40 didn't get a qualifying effort in. He'll start from the back of the field tonight, perhaps a safe move. He'll roll off 25th alongside Dakota DiCienzo in the 26th spot.
Looks like that's more or less going to end up in order. There might be a few more cars.
A few more stragglers towards the tail of the field. One of those, the 08 car of Jonathan Goke, all the way at the tail. So 80 laps tonight, and this is a huge unknown. I've never, ever in iRacing I've never driven this car for more than a couple laps. I've never seen these cars race, let alone at an oval like Indianapolis. There's going to be a lot of risks tonight, Finian. How do you keep yourself out of trouble early? Is it hang out in the back like Zach Buchanan, or is it start out front like Riley Thompson and try to drive away?
You know, we talk about in some races you need a lot of patience. I think you're definitely going to need quite a bit of patience here. Granted, also, I don't think there's going to be really any hurt feelings. It's just kind of a fun event. There is absolutely nothing on the line for these drivers tonight. It's just to have some fun. So you can definitely be a little bit aggressive, but I think at least at the start of the race, I think it's going to require a lot of patience. Getting these cars kind of sorted out in line, and then you can kind of start to move yourself up, because battling side by side is going to be a really hard thing to do.
Riley Thompson on pole by a couple tenths of a second, and the 44 on his outside. That car is being driven by Liam Quinn. We're rolling through turns 3 and 4 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and so excited to have you here on Sim TV tonight. Make sure you keep an eye on us the next couple days. We got some really exciting things coming up. Graphics upgrades, big-time graphics upgrades, the largest we've done in probably about a year and a half. Some other big news coming up along the way, so keep your eyes peeled. Subscribe if you are not yet. Make sure you join us right here on Sim TV. Thanks again to the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo, Indiana. Time to go racing in Indianapolis tonight. Riley Thompson in the 56 is going to bring them down as the pace car peels off. 80 laps, Indianapolis. For the Bill Holland 200, green flag flies, and we're racing at Indianapolis. Three wide in the midfield. That's the 15 of Jason Brophy in the middle of it. Onto the back straightaway. So far, so good. Free and clear on lap number
4. Someone gets caught.
Oh, my goodness.
Over. Up and over.
Jason Brophy in the 15.
I saw him get close to another car, and he's going to land on his wheels after a Tense tumble roll down the back straightaway.
That was a vicious accident. Let's go back and take a look at exactly how that happened. And he got clipped from behind, and wow, look at the tumble his car took. Wow, okay. Pirouetting. And I'm trying to see who it was behind him that triggered that whole thing. And looks like it was the 20 car by Joe Flanagan. They got wheel-to-wheel contact there, turned him up and over, and it was over by then.
Fortunately for Brophy, he's going to end his race early on. Not sure if these guys have fast repairs or not.
I'm going to bet that they do. They're going to be using them. Riley Thompson got away from Liam Quinn in that opening lap, and the entire field did a really good job. I'm surprised we made it that far, to be honest, on the first lap.
Yeah, honestly, if it wasn't for that incident, I think everyone would have made it out for at least another few laps. It was looking pretty strung out already. And I imagine we're going to be doing single file restarts, as per usual for the series. It should make the starts a little bit easier to do, but we didn't see that 3-wide action. That was really ballsy to do in a car like this. I feel uneasy doing 3-wide in a normal Indy car around here. Yeah,
it's pretty wild to see that. And I'm honestly surprised they made it as far as they did, not only through turns 1 and 2, but also onto the back straightaway. I thought we'd see some drivers try to use the slipstream, but there's not a whole lot of body work on these cars, Finian. So how do you think these things slipstream around here?
Looking at Jason Roby, looks like we do have fast repairs. He's back out with that car.
Well, you get a new lease on life. And I can tell you that in 1967, they didn't have fast repairs.
I was going to say, considering the way that wreck, he definitely is going to need a new lease on life. So going to get back out onto the track. But yeah, interested in seeing really who's going to be able to take the lead away from the 56 Riley Thompson. Looking pretty strong. Curious if Liam Quinn could try to keep up with him, maybe fight for him for the lead, as we see a few guys in the back come to the pits.
So already, that was a quick yellow. 1 to green already.
Yeah, no one's a lap down, so I guess
good point.
Beauty of it.
So Jason Brophy still getting caught back up to the tail of the field here. And look at all the suspension travel on the right front tire here, Finian. These things are very soft and compliant, but that also means that they are very wallowy to control.
Yeah, watch when he comes to the brakes here. He's actually going to get on early here.
The entire car squats and the tires raise up, and it makes the thing very sketchy to drive, especially off into the corners at well over 200 miles an hour. Again, drum brakes on these cars, at least in the rear. And it makes it quite an interesting car to drive when you drive off into the corner with not a lot of anything to hold you there other than your hands and a whole lot of bravery. So the smiley face with the Coke bottles at the ends of it up at the top of the screen. Not a smiley face so far for Jason Brophy. However, the fast repair giving him a new opportunity.
He's lucky that he's able to drive the thing back to the pits, considering how violently he tore it up. The fact that it was someone able to drive in a straight line is really good, but the guys coming out of the pits, Danny Inch is going to have to kind of hurry back up to catch the field.
And single file restarts this time. Riley Thompson in the 56 is going to lead us back. Liam Quinn in the 44, going to be in second. Then Jeff Drake, Stouffer, Andrew Wood, Joshua Chen, Andreas Ike, Brian Carey, Lazier, and Matt Kingsbury going to round out the rest of your top 10. Remember, normal Indy Elite Series action will be back live with us next Sunday night at 7:15, right here on Sim TV. Tomorrow night we've got ERSCA action. We also have 3-wide Racing League action back then Tuesday, Fuel Cup, or Fuel Premier Series rather, that returns. And Wednesday we are off this week. And the week after that we get the Rodenzo Sports Car Challenge. Green flag back in the air here on Sim TV. So far, so good this time as well. A little bit of side-by-side action. Jonathan Goke in the 08 working to the inside of, I think that's Joe Branch in the 28, and they have passed that car for position. Meanwhile, up at the front of the field, here comes Liam Quinn in behind Riley Thompson for the top spot.
Yeah, we're tucked up right in behind. Also, Jeff Drake in that 34 in the Lotus colors right in behind, trying to take it away from Liam Quinn.
Andreas Ike way wide in turn 4. Going to try to get that car under control before he hits the wall, and he will. And 1 lap complete. Green flag racing here in Indianapolis. And here comes Jeff Drake to the inside for the lead.
Oh, has a look out, but can't get alongside Liam Quinn by the time they get to turn 1. So he's going to go back in behind me. You see the kind of the top 6 starting to break away from the rest of the field. You look at Roos now to the inside of, that is Will Roberts on the outside of the 10.
Plenty of space given. I hear some accidents in the background. Matt Holland on the 0-2, tumbling in turn 2 and crash again. Lap number 5.
Up and over for the 0-2.
We'll see exactly how this happened and whether or not there was contact. It was the 28 of Joe Branch, maybe the 2. Bradley Walters on the inside. Yeah, I think Alba just drove in too hard, got up into the wall, and that was it.
He got finished off by someone.
Joe Flanagan in the 20. Right on board. Oh man. Oh, and he got hit again on the inside. While we're going to be underpacing, I might as well
take
advantage of the quiet times here.
So not a whole lot has happened so far in the race.
Riley Thompson leads the way in the number 56 ahead of Liam Quinn in the 44. There has been 2 cautions slowing the progress of this race so far. Jeff Drake sits 3rd.
You know, funny thing too, well, not really the funny thing, but I feel like back in the 60s they were much more hesitant to throw cautions out than they are now.
They would just run out of the track and pick up pieces of car and people.
As they were still flying.
Yeah.
I think the only reason they would throw cautions is that there actually was like debris or stuff on the track that could get in someone else's way, so... Not as many pace laps then.
Flynn Lazier in the 26 up to 8th place. Matt Kingsbury has climbed up to 9th.
Actually, also the 26 Stormy's gone on.
Oh man, that's a good looking race car. I really love all the classic schemes. Matt Kingsbury, the 21.
Yeah.
Andreas Sykes got a nice looking one too. The Team Lotus 22 drives down the front straightaway under caution speeds as we wait for the track to clear. I could do this all day long. Can I do this? Okay, we don't normally address the chat.
I have no problem.
But do people in chat prefer that? Because I will do that the entire race. It's having so much fun.
Yeah. Looking down the order, it looks like we've lost Holaba and Flanny. Actually, that was probably poor choice of words with this car.
Yeah, Zach Buchanan up to 14th. He started tail of the field.
Yeah. He's trying to work his way up, so Holland and Flanagan are going to call it a night. Got 24 cars remaining.
He's even got his name written in cursive on the side of the car. That's that's a nice touch. I like that.
And he's got Project 2 too, right?
Yep.
Past
In cursive. That's so cool. At the front of the field, it's Riley Thompson in the 56. And Liam Quinn in the 44, sitting in 2nd place. Andrew Wood in the 18 is back in 6th. We'll see if he can break into the top 5 on the restart here in just a moment.
Really see if he can. I'm curious too if anyone could really try to capitalize on the restart as well. When these cars getting up to speed, if you can time it right and get a good enough run, might be able to make a pass. Even Thompson too, nice paint scheme.
A beautiful livery on the side of the 56 car this afternoon. It's looking especially beautiful when it's out leading the race. The Ford Mustang pace car pulls off the racetrack, and it's time to go racing again from Indianapolis. Green flag back in the air. Zachary Buchanan up to 13th place, passing Cahill on the restart.
Passing him on the outside to make sure he doesn't get a black flag for doing so. Now looking side by side, it's Gope and Kingsbury into turn 1. Oh, and almost making contact. Wow, that could have been bad.
Wheel to wheel, they battle as they head through turn number 2 at the front of the field. It's still Thompson and Liam Quinn. Drag racing down the back straightaway. And there are several 100-horsepower machines. It's a true test of man and equipment.
And Thompson, Quinn, and Drake looking to be the class of the field so far in this race. 2 laps to be ran under green. Now looking back at John Downing. He's going to be way out of the groove as he tries to make a move on Bradley Walters.
He's almost into the barrier.
Oh, someone is into the barrier in the background.
Dakota DiCienzo is out of control. The car tumbling over.
Oh, and
still,
caution?
green
No.
flag. No, finally, caution waves. The field slows.
Back under yellow yet again. And looks like Drake was able to take the position away from Liam Quinn for second place.
Zachary Buchanan took advantage of the restart and gained 1 spot from 14th to 13th place. He now sits just outside of the top 10, and we're only 9 laps into this event.
Yeah, actually, if we can, I kind of want to take a look at his restart. I mean, we don't have to.
That's a little bit ridiculous.
That's why you were sighing, okay. Yeah.
Here is a look at the restart. Or Zachary Buchanan. Let's ride on board.
This is what I was talking about. If you can time it right.
And a perfectly timed maneuver, squeezing up the outside of the number 4. A wonderful maneuver by Zachary Buchanan. Back live under caution.
That's exactly where you see everyone typically almost next to the wall in these restarts. You see, ooh, looks like the leaders are coming in for their first pit stops of the race. A few drivers staying out, notably Zach Buchanan, as well as that is, let's see, that's 13 Stoker.
It's Andreas Eich in the 7. He stays out. Zachary Buchanan also stays on the course.
Also, Liam Quinn stayed out, as well as Andrew Wood as the car is looking at up ahead. It's going to be interesting to see Quinn now. Quinn with a really fast car, but sitting in second most of the race is going to finally get a taste of the lead.
There are 71 laps to go in this event at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this afternoon. Welcome to Sim TV. My name is Kyle Heyer, joined by Finney and DeCuna tonight for this next round of the Indy Elite Series Championship.
Take a look at the field coming off of pit road. The driver who's going to win the race off of pit road, I think it might actually be the German Goat.
Jonathan Goke started at the tail of the field today and is now up to 7th place. It's a massive climb for Goke as he endeavors this afternoon.
For some reason, Riley Thompson all the way back in 20th after leading this race. Not sure why his pit stop was so long to the 56. But it's going to be a long climb up the order for him.
I wonder what the tire wear will look like today. We'll see if Riley Thompson decided to change tires and the others just took fuel.
I would try, but I know deep down I cannot do it. I have, no matter how hard I try, I can't do it. My voice is not good enough for me.
Liam Quinn is going to lead us back to the restart.
I've been loving these quick yellows.
They are very quick this afternoon. The Ford Mach 1, what's the full Ford? What do they call the Mustang? I don't know. Pace car pulls off. Liam Quinn started second today. He leads us back to the green flag at lap number 10. And he pulls away. Bradley Walters hits pit lane on the restart. Through turns 1 and 2. Liam Quinn pulls ahead. Behind them, 2 wide. It's Dan Lee Ench in the number 52. And Chris Stouffer in the 13, pulling around the outside. Ray Kingsbury in the 25, battling with Lazier as they exit onto the long back straightaway here in Indiana.
Yeah, and everyone's sneaking down the back straightaways. They're trying to get a draft of one another what little they can. You still see Lazier to the inside of the 25.
Off into turn 3, the brakes glowing red hot as the drivers muscle their machines through the final 2 corners.
Dan Lee Ench up ahead, and actually he missed the last restart, so this is a great chance for him to reset up to the order, but he's got Lazier in behind him, but looking up to the front for the lead. Andrew Wood trying to chase down the 44 of Quinn, but he's got Andreas Eich to worry about behind him.
The engine screaming at nearly 200 miles an hour down the front straightaway. Onto the brakes again. The battle for second heating up. Wood and Andreas Eick, second and third. Zachary Buchanan up to fourth place after staying out under the last caution.
You see the speed of the 40 car after starting all the way back and actually clipped some of the concrete curbing on the inside.
Down the long back straightaway. It's Ray Kingsbury in the 25 with Brian Carey to the inside behind them. Simon Bryant battling for position, passes the 52 of Ench, and closes up on Matt Kingsbury in the 21.
Oh, and Kingsbury out of the groove is going to go wide in turn 3. It's a chance for Bryant to get to the back of him.
Jason Brophy on the outside, slipping up the racetrack. He will have to sacrifice 2 positions. In front of them, the 79 of Brian Carey, and now the 93 of Joshua Chin to the middle.
Yeah, here comes Riley Thompson to the inside, and Thompson after restarting around 20, 15. Decent climb forward, all things considered.
Oh, car way wide in turn number 1. It's Danley Ench up the racetrack. Through goes Riley Thompson.
Ench almost makes some contact with Downing behind.
Zachary Buchanan has moved to third. He closes in on Andrew Wood. He's 0.7 seconds back.
He's not out of the fight yet. You see him go defensive on the back straight a little bit, has a little bit of a weave to the inside. Meanwhile, behind, we see a passing attempt from Kingsbury to the outside, actually defending from the 79 of Carey, who looks to the inside.
Brian Carey in the 79 car clears Kingsbury for 9th place. Behind them, Riley Thompson is up to 13th and chasing down 12th and 11th.
It's a great run to the inside of Matt Kingsbury. Now he's going to try to get a run on Joshua Chin, the 93. They're walking down the front straightaway now into turn 1.
Thompson muscling his machine past that of Matt Kingsbury. He's through to 12th. Up at the front of the field, Liam Quinn has lost his advantage. Andrew Wood is closing in from second.
Yeah, and they're breaking away from Zach Buchanan and the rest of the field. Buchanan trying to track him down, looking off the back of the 44. Liam Quinn here, he's got a huge run, gonna have to back out.
Who will be braver on the brakes this afternoon? Andrew Wood closes but can't quite get there. Quinn continues to lead the race. We're 14 laps into this 80-lap feature event tonight.
Seeing if Andrew Wood can get a good enough run off of turn 4 now to try to get a run on Liam Quinn. You see him, whoa, gonna drift out of the corner.
Behind them, Jonathan Goke in the 08 puts the power to the ground. Chris Stouffer crosses over as they rumble over the brickyard at the start-finish line.
So we're going to have to back out as he takes a shell entry into turn 1 and behind. Also sideways is Flynn Lazier going to go way out of the groove up in turn 1. And here comes KO back to his inside.
Lazier slides up the course. Cahill closes again on the bottom of the racetrack. Brian Carey behind them, indecisive on where to place his race car.
We have a run here on the back straightaway and trying to catch up to Lazier, looking back up front for the lead. Andrew Wood to the inside, Quinn trying to defend from the outside.
Andrew Wood goes to the lead. He'll take it from Liam Quinn. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway makes drivers do anything to get the lead away. Andrew Wood has done that. Behind them, Chris Stouffer through past Andreas Eick in the 7th place car.
So Liam Quinn now making a move to the inside of Wood on the front straightaway side by side for our leaders. It'll be Quinn back at the line who will lead. And Wood is still not led a lap.
65 laps remaining at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Liam Quinn battles back to the top spot. Caution behind them as Will Roberts tumbles.
Tumbles out of oblivion. Not sure what happened to him in the 10, but he was the one that brought out the caution here. We'll see what brought that out.
I really wish I had.
Oh, like an old replay screen?
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. Here's a replay of the number 10 of Will Roberts. What happened?
Everything was fine here. I'm guessing it happened out of 2. All by himself.
Oh, I looked back too far.
Oh, okay.
We're going to use the technology of tomorrow.
I was going to say something like that.
To fast forward to find the collision.
Alright, so I'm guessing this time out of 2. Oh, you really put one farther than you.
I had the replay set to the wrong time. Here's a look.
Huh?
This was in turn 4. Out of turn 4, he contacts the barrier. and tries to regain control before spinning wildly out of control on the front straightaway.
I tried to Alt F4 out of it, but I wasn't able to get off the racing surface in time.
We are 17 laps into this 80-lap event this afternoon. Liam Quinn leads the race from the United Kingdom. Andrew Wood, behind him in the number 18 car, is second.
Yeah, trying to chase him down, but interested to see how, I guess, really relatively little the tires mattered. I guess that's not too big of a surprise. This is more so from an era where they wouldn't change the tires. So this tire is built to last.
Bias ply tires on these machines.
Are they?
I think. I don't know. Why are you asking me technical questions?
No, that should be it, because radio tires didn't really come on until like the 90s or something, right? I think. Yeah, I know for NASCAR at least.
The field heads for the pit lane. They will receive fuel from their crews.
Up again.
Zachary Buchanan chooses to stay on the course. Will anyone follow?
Someone thinking in the background. I'm not sure that Riley Thompson would stayed out. Imagine Thompson stayed out.
The driver that has stayed out with Zachary Buchanan is Matt A. Kingsbury in the number 21 car. He comes through to second as the rest of the field hits pit lane for fuel.
And how about Jason Brophy, who went tumbling on the first lap, is back up to third here on lap 18.
An impressive recovery for a driver that found himself in the barrier on the opening lap. Drivers in pit lane receiving service.
Very slow service, might add.
Riley Thompson, again, remains on pit lane longer than his competitors. He'll leave the lane in 15th place.
And just seeing how much longer you can hold onto the lead. It's nice to see, though, we've had a couple of different groups of guys up in the front of the field. Haven't really seen one particular driver dominate the race. It's kind of been exchanged amongst a few drivers. See the drivers off the pit road rejoin the field. And I believe you're going to return back to normal.
I would like to also show the sponsor logos and things at some point throughout this race. So again, I don't really have the old theme completely fleshed out as much as I would like it to be.
And by fleshed out, it means there's only 4 buttons.
There's only 4 buttons on the control panel. But I do want to show our great sponsors, the Coca-Cola bottling company of Kokomo, Indiana, that has allowed us to have a little fun with this one tonight. And of course, Smileless for a Coke. Everybody drink Coke, it makes you happy. I think that's what we're supposed to get out of that. But with all the chaos and all the racing that's shut down lately because of the COVID-19 virus, it's nice to have a little bit of racing and a reminder to keep a smile on your face because it's not that bad. Let's all just relax.
And stop buying up the toilet paper.
Please stop buying the toilet paper. Because I need some. So anyway, we're back. I'm going to quit for a little while. I'm not done yet, though. I'm going back to it.
Fair enough.
But 1 to green here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I'm better at being the old guy. Zach Buchanan leads this race, and he started down the order back in 25th place. So he's come up he's dead last, essentially, up to first. So a great climb for him. And he has led 2 laps now that he's stayed out under this most recent caution.
See if he can keep it away. And again, nice to see we have Matt Kingsbury, Jason Brophy, Cameron Watkins up to the front. Even Joe Branch, you can throw him in 5th in the 28 car. Then Liam Quinn was of the group who came out of pit lane last time through, and gonna rejoin the field. But yeah, so far a really good race. That nice stretch we had under green. I thought Quinn was gonna just rocket away from everyone else, but Wood was able to catch back to him.
So we'll see how these restarts will play out. It's been a pretty solid race so far. Once they get going, it really is fun to watch. And we saw, of course, you mentioned Liam Quinn and Andrew Wood trading positions several times. I did not expect it to be that competitive at the front, but that's what you get with a race car that you can actually race. We talk about how frustrating it is that NASCAR has kind of gone the wrong direction, adding a lot of downforce. The best way to get good racing is to go as high horsepower as you can and as low downforce as you can. Maybe this is too much, but this is definitely a showing of skill. Now, this is an open setup race this afternoon, so drivers can play with the setup. There's not a lot to do in this car, but you can adjust things as you see fit. Again, it's all driver, though, when it comes down to it. You could have the worst setup possible, and you could still win the race with a lot of talent.
Especially with this combination, you need a lot of talent to run this thing around. So far, everyone's done a fantastic job tonight.
Zach Buchanan leads the way in the number 40 in the Project 2 machine. Waiting for the green flag to drop again here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Bill Holland 200. Green flag flies again, and we're racing from Indy. Buchanan pulls a little bit of a lead, 0.2 of a second in front of Kingsbury and Jason Brophy in third. Behind them, Tanner Watkins all by himself in the 23. And Buchanan's going to go defensive as here comes Kingsbury up the outside for the lead.
Yeah, Kingsbury with a massive run to the outside. Have you seen that outside lane be not very good? You can go a lane up, but anything more yourself towards the wall. But Kingsbury's now going to work back to the inside of Buchanan.
Oh, contact! And they're going to tangle. Kingsbury slides. Will they save it?
Oh.
Buchanan in the wall. Can he still save it? He does. What a drive. And he's going to head straight for pit lane.
Unfortunately for him, he's going to have to get that car fixed and then back onto the track.
That may be a blessing in disguise with how chaotic it is at the front of the field. Brophy leads behind them. Second place. Will they tangle? No, they won't. How about for fourth? 3 wide as they exit turn 1.
Yeah, 3 wide is not going to work with these things. They're going to get back out 2 wide now, but still not done yet. There's Joe Branch to the inside. And how about, that is to the outside. That's a lap car, actually. That's Bradley Walters in the 2.
For the lead, here comes Kingsbury and Tanner Watkins to the inside of the white and blue number 23, and it's a hornet's nest for 4th place. Look at that chaos behind him as they head to turn 3.
Yeah, understatement for Watkins to the inside. He was almost on the grass on the back straight as you go 3 wide for a second through 3. It's a mess.
I can't believe they've done this as they make their way through turn 2, or 3 and 4 rather. And they're doing an exceptional job keeping these cars under control, given the circumstances. Wow.
It's amazing they're able to race in a pack like this, and Liam Quinn now trying to break away. And here comes Riley Thompson up the inside, still trying to fight for the spots he lost, restarting back in 20th a little while ago.
Oh, 3 wide again to turn 1. To the outside, that's Joshua Chin. That's Joe Branch underneath him. And for second place up the road, Brophy and Watkins have sorted it out.
Joshua Chin way out of the line here, trying to get a nice run off the corner down the straightaway. Still not over here. There's Flynn Lazier to the inside in the 26. Gonna have a look on Brian Carey in the 79 car.
It is an absolute hornet's nest back here for 13th place. Carey in that 79.
Oh, Branch goes way high. You're gonna lose a lot of spots.
Slipping and sliding back up towards the front of the field. It's Kingsbury by half a second over Brophy Watkins. And then Liam Quinn and Simon Bryant side by side off into turn number 1.
Looks like Quinn's gonna win that battle for now. Bryant's still not giving up though on that inside lane.
Riding on board with Andrew Wood in the 18.
See him having to be really patient on the throttle. Finally gets onto it, only off the corner.
Simon Bryant in the 22 to the inside. He had to slip and give it up for 3rd place. Make that 2nd place. Here comes the 13 of Stouffer. And up the inside comes, is that Ray Kingsbury with a slider up to the inside of Brophy? He's going to have 3rd place for now.
Well, still not done yet.
Contact.
Ooh, barely. As they enter turn 4. Amazed these guys have not wrecked yet. They're racing each other really hard. And we're still not done there. You see the 56 of Riley Thompson in the red and black machine with a huge draft. And have to back off of the zone 1.
Car in the dirt up ahead. 24 laps in. Caution flies, and it's Jeff. Whoa!
Oh.
Big crash down in turn number 1. Andreas Ike is in it. The 5 of John Downing is in it. Another caution. Slowing the progress here today.
See what right up in this yellow.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, that's a nasty one.
Yeah, so here's another look at exactly how Jeff Drake. So he was behind the 88? No, the 08 of Goke.
Yeah.
They make contact. He's going to slide out of control.
Try to give him a bump draft going down into 1.
And he's going to get clobbered here by, I think, is that John? I'm trying to see who hits him.
It's the white car that's coming to frame here, just in behind
Oh,
Joshua Chin.
Ike in the 7. It's going to clobber him.
Ooh.
and send him spinning like a top, and then he's going to slide down and collect, I believe that was John Downing in the 5.
The air that Downing got. Not on board with the 7. To see his view of it. Down across the line into turn 1, up ahead. Oh!
It's a helpless feeling. We are 25 laps into this 80-lap race this afternoon. Matt Kingsbury is your current leader. Tanner Watkins holds the 2nd place, and Ray Kingsbury in 3rd. The two brothers, 2 of them holding the podium spot.
And not going to be for long, as it looks like a majority of the field, or a decent amount at least, are going to pull off to pit road. No!
Ray Kingsbury decides better. He stays on course and will line up behind his brother in the number 21 at the top of the standings.
Choice there, so half the field staying out and half the field coming in.
Riley Thompson has chosen to come to pit road almost every single time tonight.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by this decision. I would have thought, the first time he came in, I thought, he was going to stay out for a little bit, try to ride this out, see how many spots he can gain up the order, but going to come in again, it's going to put him back in traffic. So we'll see how this plays out for the 56. I think he's just kind of hoping for a long green flag run here.
Zachary Buchanan trying to repair his race car and get back on the lead lap after making contact while battling for the lead. He waits in pit lane. Now he's released.
We really had it like in the 60s, had no pit lane speeds.
Oh, that would be cool. Chris Stouffer is 3rd right now in his Team Lotus number 13. Liam Quinn is behind him in his number 44. The driver from the United Kingdom has led laps today after starting 2nd, but now finds himself lined up 4 spots behind the top one.
I like Biggs, some very simplistic paint schemes on these cars.
The 26 of Flynn Lazier, his car looks like a mirror. It's extremely shiny and slippery looking. And aerodynamics is the pinnacle of motorsport.
Yeah, these things are definitely slippery. I mean, you can see these guys wrestling these cars out of the corner. These things, you might think you're kind of good. The car is going to be stable coming out of the corner. You stop to anticipate some sort of slide until you get these things finally straightened out, and then you can finally really get back on the power.
Jonathan Goke, another driver that started at the tail of the field today, he finds himself 9th after almost being in that most recent collision. He narrowly avoided disaster and remains inside the top 10. Jason Brophy has been everywhere today, except at the lead.
I just realized also, too, we have 2 Valvoline sponsored cars. 9th and 10th. Going back to what should be 1 to green here.
The lights are off, extinguished atop the pace car, as the Kingsbury brothers line up for a restart together.
I think they really used up all the ad space on the side of that thing.
Companies coming from all over the nation to team up to help Ray Kingsbury land a spot in this race.
Yeah, man, he's gonna have money to spare too. Looks like Chick X his car. Looking back at also Brian Carey in the 79 has been having a decent race so far.
He resides in 6th place in his Team Lotus number 79. Riley Thompson, after pitting several times, will bring his total downforce racing car back up to 12th. And the irony in all this is this car has almost 0 downforce. So total downforce isn't a lot.
No, it's next to none, really.
Next to none downforce racing. I think his helmet makes more downforce than his race car does.
Honestly, yeah. You wouldn't be wrong with it.
Lining up for another restart at well over 200 miles an hour. Down into turn number 1, the drivers leaning on their machines and racing again. We're closing in on the halfway point in about 13 laps.
seeing here, Matt Kingsbury at least has got a really fast race car underneath him. I imagine Ray Kingsbury is probably in the same boat as well. We see the Kingsbury brothers can break away from the rest of the field here as the pace car is about to dive off.
The field again is brought to the attention of the flagman. Green flag in hand, waiting to exchange it from the yellow. The green flag is in the air again, and we're racing at Indianapolis at the Brickyard. Into turn 1.
Whoa.
The Kingsbury brothers bump drafting off into the corners. A dangerous maneuver at high speeds.
Dangerous, I'll say, considering things don't really have much of a bumper.
An orderly restart with 53 laps to go. At the front of the field, the brothers, the
place.
2-car in the wall.
Stouffer. Or
And-
no, that's not Stouffer. That's Bradley Walters in the 2. He's going to come across the track.
Oh! We
Gets
stay
nailed.
green for now. The green flag is still in the air.
Wow.
It is a wonder that he did not land on the racetrack. For third place, Lazier, Liam Quinn, and Christopher and Brian Carey all battle for the podium position.
Lazier a little bit hot into turn 4. He's going to keep it down towards the apex and going to come off the corner. And meanwhile,
In
one
front of them,
Kingsbury's.
it's Ray Kingsbury tumbling on the front straightaway. The fans are horrified. He's clobbered by another car
Oh.
and comes to rest upside down and overturned. A disaster here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on this Sunday in March.
Going to get towed back to the pits. After what could be said is a very bad accident.
He will be rushed to the care center. We will update you when we have information. Matt Kingsbury leads the way. His brother, he has seen him in the mirror, tumbling end over end, and he hopes all will be okay.
Yeah, surprised to see Matt Kingsbury actually involved in that wreck. I would have thought he would have been well off and away with his brother, Ray Kingsbury at least.
Racing is very much a family venture for many. They come from far and wide to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to pack the grandstands in this 200-mile running
Yeah,
from all over the nation and the world.
200-mile running.
It's the, what's the race called again? The Bill Holland 200.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
the one.
If it was 500, it'll be here
Also,
for
can
a
I just
while.
say, I'm nailing this whole impression thing.
Oh, you definitely are. That's why I don't want to do it, because I would ruin it.
I'm having so much fun. We got to do this. I got to make the microphone properly sound different.
Yeah.
And then next Saturday when ORL runs their Darlington race, ooh, baby. I'm going to have a spectacular time.
Yeah, that'll be easier than me. I just can't. my voice is not built for it.
We've mounted a camera to the 21 of Matt Kingsbury. He follows the pace car. The field has slowed down to accommodate the repair of the barriers
I'll see.
after Ray Kingsbury had a terrible accident on the front straightaway.
I gotta fix the fence too.
He has been rushed to the medical center. There is no word on his condition. We will update you when we have any information regarding Ray Kingsbury. Tanner Watkins in the 23 is released from pit road. He crosses the yard of bricks and accelerates back to pace speed.
John Downing too also on pit lane in the 5.
Andreas Eich is repairing his vehicle after it sustained major damage in the most recent collision. We are 10 laps away from the halfway point of this race. Again, you're watching Sim TV's coverage of the Bill Holland 200 presented by the Indy Elite Series and the Coca-Cola bottling plant of Kokomo, Indiana.
Let's see, really, has anyone stuck out in your mind as to who can win this race?
I believe that Liam Quinn has had the best opportunity today to climb up the order. He has led laps, he has been the leader, and he is still sitting in a podium position with an excellent chance at victory this afternoon. Riley Thompson has also been pitting almost every single pit stop to try to give his car the best chance possible at coming back with a checkered flag today.
I do feel like, though, he's kind of hurting himself with these strategies while putting himself back in traffic. He hasn't been able to be up in the front. Obviously, with the car qualifying on poles, should be the fastest in the field, so I would expect him to do well in the front, but ever since he came into the pits the first time has not been really close to the lead. He's been getting there, but not quite there yet. I think really who's going to win this race is probably going to be the 21 of Matt Kingsbury. His car looks wicked fast up in front.
The vehicle of Joshua Chin has severe damage to the nose cone. We'll see if it impacts the aerodynamics of this race car.
Oh, definitely will. What little is there? It's going to impact it quite a bit. Surprised he hasn't bothered to come down to the pits, especially considering the cars he got running. We've got 21 guys still running on the track, 19 of which are on the lead lap. The first car lap down is Zach Buchanan in the 40 car, 1 lap down.
Zachary Buchanan is hoping that he can get himself a wave around to come back to the lead lap and compete again for a victory. He was crashed while leading the race, and he wants redemption this afternoon. He will restart behind the field.
Oh, looks like Ray Kingsbury's fine. Not only did he come out of the care center, he went back into the race car.
We have been updated on Ray Kingsbury's condition. He jumped right out of the bed and said, "I'm ready to race." And he's back running, 1 lap down in 21st place. A miracle today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Miracle borderlining on negligence by the hospital staff or medical.
We're hearing he has a broken clavicle, but will continue to race. As Ernest Hemingway once said, there are only 3 sports: bullfighting, mountain climbing, and motorsports. That is a real quote.
Oh.
Good. Matt Kingsbury is relieved to hear of his brother's condition. They will restart, bookending the field 1st and 21st. There will be 49 laps remaining in this 80-lap race. The pace car leaves the field in the hands of Matt Kingsbury, and we will come back to the green flag. Another caution has waved. The vehicle is Andreas Eich, overturned and rusting on his helmet in turn number 1. A disastrous impact for the number 7.
Looks like that might be race over for the 7 of Ike. Oh!
There was contact, and his car pirouetted in the air before coming to rest, upside down.
And the driver he had contact with was a 25 of Ray Kingsbury.
Here is a replay of the incident.
Got into the back of him and around the 7 went.
Another disastrous impact this afternoon at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The world is waiting for news on the 7's condition.
Something's gonna be good. I can say that much.
We remain under caution. Riley Thompson still holds on to 9th position. Zachary Buchanan has come to pit lane. No, he has not come to pit lane. That was Andreas Eich. He awaits his wave around to return to the lead lap and again compete for the victory this afternoon.
I mean, one of those guys that seemed like he had a decently fast car would be one that to compete for the win. You saw him competing in the front of the race, but with the way things cycle on the accident he was involved in, putting him a lap down. Hasn't been able to recover since.
He remains in 18th position. Ray Kingsbury is also still on course, but very damaged after his collision with the number 7 of Andreas Eich. Eich has reported to the medical center. To pit lane comes Matt Kingsbury and Chris Stouffer. The pit crew's at the ready, awaiting with pneumatic guns to remove the wheels and replace them with fresh rubber. Jason Brophy is in his box. And away they go, working diligently to get him back on track as quick as possible.
So fast you can't even see him.
And a lightning quick stop for Jason Brophy. He accelerates back to the end of pit lane. I'm sorry. I really hope they're not upset with me today.
I'm sure they would.
Okay, I'm going to break character for 2 seconds. If you enjoy this video, please make sure you hit the like button, because I might get in trouble for this. So make sure that you hit the like button and tell us that you enjoyed it in the comments below so that we can do this every time we do a throwback broadcast. I'm having a lot of fun right now. I do not wish for this race to end. So please make sure you like it and you share it on Facebook and Twitter and all the places. It really helps us a lot if you hit the like button. Thank you. How about Jeff Drake in the number 34 Finian? Today, he has climbed up the order and is Team Lotus 34. Will he have a chance at victory today?
I think so. He can get himself back in the front, but I think he's kind of in the same boat as again come down to pit lane. Man cannot stop making a pit stop.
His pit crew is exhausted after replacing the tires almost 5 times this afternoon.
Oh, I think he also got a penalty too because he's having to let guys on by, so he's going to have to drop even further down the order.
The International Association of Motor Racing has decided that Riley Thompson was unsafe on pit lane and was received an end-of-line penalty for the restart.
Technically, it'd be USAC at this point.
Okay, USAC, whatever.
United States Auto Club.
Flynn Lazier leads the way in his chrome silver, number 26. It shines brightly in the afternoon sun, but the clouds have overcome the speedway.
Yeah, track temperature is going to drop for these guys, so it's going to mean the track's going to be a little bit more grippy.
We regret to inform you that Andreas Eich has sustained severe injuries in his accident in turn number 1 and will not be returning to the race car this afternoon. We pray for Andreas Eich after his collision.
And also another driver that's retired from the race in the 93, Joshua Chin.
Joshua Chin had to leave for family matters, as often is the case for a working man. Flynn Lazier was swerving to return heat to the tires before the impending restart. Why might they do such a thing, Finian?
To build up some grip in the tires, as you can build up heat, the tires should get more grippier as we get ready to line up for the restart here, and the sun back out on the surface.
The sun is back out, and Lazier leads the way. We are 5 laps away from the halfway point of this afternoon's Bill Holland 200 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, also known as the Brickyard. The field awaits the waving of the green flag again. The fans are on their feet, and we will return to action on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Finally, it is time to go racing again. The pace car will make the hard left behind the pit wall, and the flagman is ready at the ready. The green flag flies, and we're racing again at Indianapolis. Zachary Buchanan is still 1 lap down, fighting viciously to return to the lead lap to have a chance at the victory this afternoon. Dan Lee Ench almost in the barrier at the exit of turn number 2.
Oh, yeah, and almost into another car as well. That was the 21 that got around him, Matt Kingsbury. Up to the front, Chris Ko now on the outside, way out of the groove, almost in the wall in turn 3. He's going to barely keep it off as he goes side by side with the 08 of Goku, who is also sideways coming out of 3.
At the front of the field, Flynn Lazier, Liam Quinn, and Brian Carey are thrice occupying the top spot.
Here comes now the 44 Quinn up the inside with a great run. He's side by side at the line. Barely Liam Quinn will lead at the line.
At 195 miles an hour, they battle side by side off into the first corner. And Liam Quinn emerges as the victor of this battle.
Here comes now Brian Carey up the inside of Flynn Lazier. Lazier still on the outside. Looks like he's going to drop back to 3rd.
Lazier, as quickly as he had the lead, he falls down the order. Behind them, Jeff Drake is side by side with the number 16 car of Aaron Roos.
A driver that had quite a bit of speed here, still kind of stuck in some traffic as he's trying to make a pass. Looking at Simon Bryant now, trying to make a move on Chris Ko.
Bryant to the inside in his blue number 22.
So he's going to get the spot away from the 4.
Liam Quinn from the United Kingdom is trying to pull away. Brian Carey wants to deny
no.
him. He's in the wall. He slips. He slides. And a big, vicious crash as he tumbles down the front straightaway and pirouetting massively. And it's a horrible collision. Parts spraying everywhere. Oil tumbling. And more cars involved. Matt Kingsbury and Tanner Watkins also involved. And a horrible collision leaves Brian Carey on the barrier.
Horrible accident.
The yellow flag is waved.
I hope.
Another vicious impact this afternoon. Brian Carey. Horrible, horrible accident.
What should have seemed like a single car accident ended up being a 5-car accident by the end of it.
Carey slipped. He touches the barrier and begins to bounce. And by then it is all over.
Got some serious air there and then goes barreling.
And the others scramble to try to miss the accident and don't know which way to go. And the 15 of Jason Brophy was turned around as well.
Oh, and that was the 25 of Ray Kingsbury again. Gonna be upside down and in the barriers.
Ray Kingsbury in the 25 had a wild perspective. We'll ride on board with him in our technology-enabled replay. The field slows.
Ooh.
He zigs, he zags. He thinks he's through. But alas, the tumbling race car is yet to appear. Pagoda in his sight, and at the end of the race, off in the distance.
That was a good one. Last amount of pit stops underway here. It's going to be the 40 of Buchanan that'll stay on. This will give him a lap back.
We will have updates on the conditions of the drivers when we have a chance, but it doesn't look good for Brian Carey.
An update on his condition.
He has been taken to the local Indianapolis hospital. We'll update you when we know.
We'll see Ray Kingsbury back on the track out of the Care Center the second time.
You can cheat death once, but perhaps no more. Zachary Buchanan has stayed on the racetrack in an effort to regain the lap that he lost in his earlier collision.
Christopher, they'll take the lead of this race. Then John Downing, Matt Kingsbury in third, Jonathan Goke fourth, and Jason Brophy rounding out your top 5.
Welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is the Bill Holland 200 on Sim TV. I'm your host, Kyle Heyer, joined by Finian DeCuna this afternoon. Finian, we've seen 39 laps of racing and many tragic accidents. Will we make it the next 40 without seeing more?
Probably not. It's been a while the first half of this race, and after just now coming to complete 100 miles up there to make one more lap around, I think the next half is going to be interesting to say the least.
I'd like to thank Goodyear for our airship coverage this afternoon. At the front of the field, it's Christopher in the number 13.
It got really dark as a massive cloud comes over the track.
The clouds have come over as Brian Carey at the Indianapolis Hospital this afternoon received massive head trauma and will remain in the hospital overnight.
You have word from Ray Kingsbury. He's up and talking. I don't think he'll be able to get back in the car this time.
When we restart, we will have 40 laps to go. We have reached 50% distance here this afternoon.
Yeah, and we've almost lost 50% of the field. The guys running, it looks like we have 17 guys still running on the track, all of which are on the lead lap.
We will come back to the restart with 40 laps to go. It will be 100 miles remaining in this race. Zachary Buchanan in his Project 2 car has returned to the lead lap in 16th place. We'll see if he can continue his climb up the order after his accident earlier today.
And they're just barely going to be able to catch back up to the field as they round out of turn 4 and get ready to accelerate for the green.
He was a high of 2nd place today. We'll see if he can climb any farther. The restart is here. Green flag flies again. And we're racing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Into the first turn. Riley Thompson chases a duo of cars. John Downing in the 5 and Jeff Drake in the 34.
Riley Thompson's going to get the spot for 13th now to try to set his sights further up the order as the field comes rocketing down the back straightaway.
They will exceed speeds of nearly 195 miles an hour. They are 3 wide.
Someone's going to have to give by the time they get to turn 3, and it looks like it'll be the 16 that'll kind of back out of this.
In front of them, for 3rd, Jason Brophy in the 15, the 21 of Matt Kingsbury, and the 26 of Flynn Lazier, all battling wheel to wheel for a chance to win this race this afternoon.
Oh, here comes Lazier up the inside. He's been very aggressive this race. Whoa, Brophy almost gets to the outside wall.
Across the front straightaway, 39 laps remaining. The 21 swings to the outside. 195 miles an hour. Off into the first corner, inches between them.
The leaders, Christopher and Jonathan Coke, start to break away from the rest of the field. Everyone else still battling out for 3rd place.
Simon Bryant in the 22, wildly out of control. Here comes the 15 of Jason Brophy to try to pass him again.
He's going to run up the inside, but not good enough. He's going to actually have to back out of the corner and let Andrew Wood on by.
Moments away from contact. Behind them, Riley Thompson, who led the early stages of this race, is back to 10th after pitting several times this afternoon.
It looks like he's lining up for a really good run out of turn 4 to get another spot here. He's going to have a look up the inside of Chris Ko now down the front straightaway.
Into turn 1. On the brakes heavy. And Cahoe slides up the racetrack. Here comes Jeff Drake in the 34 to take over 11th place from Aaron Roos.
We're just going to end up sliding back, and here comes Drake. Still not done. He's going to have a look at the outside of Chris Ko, but can't get the move done. And here comes Roof now back to his inside.
For the lead, here comes Jonathan Goke in the number 08 to the inside of the valve holding machine.
And right behind them, Lazier and Quinn going at it for 3rd place as well. And there's now the top 4 kind of all in one single file line.
Drake and Cahoe trade positions again. Andrew Wood in the 18 car with Riley Thompson right behind. Thompson continues his climb, but for the lead, out of turn number 4, it's Stouffer chasing Jonathan Goke.
Comes the run up the inside for Stouffer.
They are 2 by 2.
Ooh, really close at the line.
Oh, the 26, out of control. Can he save it? He does. They will continue their race. Behind them, Riley Thompson up to 7th place, looking for 5th. He will pass the number 22 of Simon Bryant and reassume his position inside the top 10. For 2nd place, Lazier, Goke, and Quinn.
Yeah, here comes Quinn up the inside, having a look on the 03 of Jonathan Goke, who's on the outside now, moving on in behind them. Here comes Riley Thompson.
The drivers are getting braver and braver as each lap passes. They are trusting their equipment.
Matt Kingsbury trying to hold off Riley Thompson for the spot. It looks like so far so good. Whoa.
Slide.
Big slide for both Goke and also Kingsbury.
Engines screaming at the top of their lungs down the front straightaway. They battle for 5th. Into the first corner. A car in the grass behind them. It's Jeff Drake in the 34. He has saved the car. And potentially his life.
Also, looks like the top 3 now breaking away. Goke not able to keep up with the leaders. Falling to the clutches of Thompson and Kingsbury.
Riley Thompson has cleared himself for 5th. Zachary Buchanan up to 12th place. For the lead, here comes Christopher to the inside and a big slide into the third corner.
It's Lazier to the inside, Stouffer on the outside now. Liam Quinn sitting in the wings waiting to make a move.
Liam Quinn throttling up. A slide by the 26.
Whoa,
he is out of control.
Oh,
he manages to save it but will lose positions.
And here comes Riley Thompson. You had doubts about him, but here he is back up to the front here in third.
35 laps remaining. And Riley Thompson continues to ascend the order.
Here comes looking to make a really good run. This is where he's been making up a lot of time. He's been getting probably the best exit of these corners out of anyone here. And gonna have a look. Ooh, 3 wide down the back straightaway.
3 wide for the lead at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Riley Thompson up the inside from third to second, but he cannot complete the pass for the lead. He'll have to try again next lap, Finian.
Yeah, and Quinn going to take the lead away, but here comes Thompson. Great handling car up towards the inside. He's going to try to wrestle us away from Quinn and Ford.
He struggles with his machine. He'll power to the front. Out of turn number 4, Riley Thompson noses ahead. Who will lead at the Brickyard?
Coming back at the line. Whoa, it's going to be Thompson by a nose.
34 laps remain. They are side by side for the lead. In turn number 1, a wiggle and a wobble by the 56. He's dancing on the edge of control. Behind them for third.
Almost contact between Stouffer and Goke in third place. In the corner, going to give each other some room on the straightaway now. Still not over here. You can see a massive pack of cars building up in behind the leaders.
Riley Thompson is ahead as they enter turn 3. A pack is forming behind these leaders.
Looking on board with Jeff Drake now as he's coming out of turn 4.
Past the pagoda they fly, 185 miles an hour. They are trusting each other. They are trusting their equipment. And they must.
Sliding out of these corners for some of these guys. Goke's still kind of stuck on the inside lane, Stouffer way out of the groove, and here comes Lazier now as he tries to move himself up the order.
For the lead, Liam Quinn crosses back over. They are battling again.
Oh, in behind them, some guys making some dangerous moves.
That's the 26 of Flynn Lazier, the 13 of Christopher, and more.
Now with the 34 Jeff Drake up the inside, he's going to get a spot, maybe 2.
Oh no!
Oh!
A horrible collision, and they tumble end over end in turn number 3. And it's trying to see what driver that was.
Jonathan Goke.
Jonathan Goke, a horrible, tremendous collision in turn number 3.
And the car next to destroyed.
He has had a terrible collision. He just contacts the wall.
I think it's overcorrected into the wall.
Oh, a vicious accident. At the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, sparks flying from the top of the helmet of the 08.
It's definitely going to hurt in the morning.
They'll probably hurt now.
So you try to save the car from a slide and...
Wow. That is a view you never wish to see. In the front of the field, the caution flag waves again. And it is Liam Quinn at the top of the standings.
How about this? So Liam Quinn, Riley Thompson, and ironically, remember at the beginning of the race we had the same top 3, Quinn, Thompson, and Drake, and so they were the class of the field. Here they are at the end. They're going to be at the top as some plan on pitting and some don't.
The 34 car of Jeff Drake retains the lead as the 21 of Matt Kingsbury follows.
So only 2 drivers are going to stay out under this caution. still looking at it with Go able to repair their car load, still US with 17 cars running.
So Jeff Drake continues to lead this race. We want to thank our sponsors again this afternoon, the Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Kokomo, Indiana. And keep a smile on your face while all this is going on. They got the smile with the Coke at the top of the scoring tower this afternoon, Finian. And we'll take a moment with 30 laps to go. They'll just let the running order come on through, as the other graphic setting doesn't allow you to see a whole lot. So we're going to let everybody enjoy that for a couple minutes, and we'll go back to the classic broadcast for the end. Thank you again for joining us this afternoon. My name, of course, is Kyle Heyer, joined by Finian Dakota. I want to thank you for this special broadcast here tonight of the Bill Holland 200 on Sim TV. I'll remind you that next Saturday night, the Outsider Racing League will head to Darlington with a throwback broadcast of their own at 10 p.m. next Saturday. And we've got all sorts of stock car racing on the next couple days as well. We got K&N cars tomorrow night, as well as Xfinity Series, both on at about 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Tuesday, more Xfinity Series action. Wednesday, we're off. Thursday, Scars Ferrari Challenge returns to their next event. And then Saturday, ORL action again.
Still looking at Jeff Drake up at the front of the field. They're starting in third. He's back up to first, but had to drive his way up there on that last restart. Even too with Riley Thompson, both of those drivers drove to the front. And yet again, Thompson going to come to the pits, but this time he'll come out in fifth.
So it'll be just under 30 laps to go here at the restart, Finney, and tell me who's got the best car, because we've seen Jeff Drake be up front, we've seen Liam Quinn be up front, but Riley Thompson, with new tires, charged to the front on that last restart.
I think he's probably got the car to beat. It seems like, even in traffic as passing, we've seen it as hard as it is, utilizing that fresh rubber to his advantage and able to get to the front. We saw him start from around, I want to say, 13th position, drive his way back up to second place. So I would imagine he should be able to manage from fifth up to the lead here. We'll have to see, though.
Weather this afternoon, we didn't really get a chance to take a look at it. Finney, track temp almost 120 degrees, making this extremely challenging if the car wasn't hard enough already.
Yeah, I can imagine it's always been higher, been in more direct sunlight over the course of this race. Pretty hot temperatures for these guys, making it hot and slippery to drive around. But for the most part, they've done a really good job managing it. They've been able to do some really close side-by-side action and not get into each other. Obviously, there's occasion that they do, but things happen when you race a car like this.
We will run this theme until the next yellow flag. We'll return to the classic broadcast for the end. Again, if you just joined us and you want to see the classic show, it'll be on at the end of the race. For now, we're going to go back green with the 2020 SimTV ticker, the one that's a little bit more informative. We started this race with 26 drivers. We are down to 17 running on the racetrack right now, and as we've been going, we've been getting longer and longer green flag runs. Is there a chance we run green to the end? I
think so. Honestly, it looks like we might be able to run green to the end. That action by Goke was a little bit of a surprise that didn't happen. They could have honestly just continued all the way to the finish of this race, but I'll line up, get them reset yet again. We'll go here potentially for a long green flag run of 30 laps.
It'll be lap number 52 of 80 at the restart. Jeff Drake is going to lead us back. Matt Kingsbury, Liam Quinn, Flynn Lazier, Riley Thompson, Christopher, Aaron Ruth, Jason Brophy, Andrew Wood, and Zach Buchanan, your top 10. Green flag back in the air, racing again in the Coca-Cola of Kokomo Elite Series special event from Indianapolis.
Second place now. Here comes Liam Quinn with a run on Matt Kingsbury. He's going to have a look up the inside. Meanwhile, Jeff Drake trying to break away from the field.
Matt Kingsbury flies up the outside. It's Quinn going for a second, though, and into turn 3, he will have the lead. Behind them, Jason Brophy and Andrew Wood battling for 8th.
Andrew Wood, another driver I kind of expect to see more toward the front of the field. Currently holding the 8th spot. Then it's Brophy 9th, Buchanan in 10th.
Here comes the 56 of Riley Thompson up the inside, 3 wide on the front straightaway as they battle again.
Put back out the single file. Riley Thompson still trying to have a look up the inside of Flynn Lazier. Going to force the 26 out of the groove, and he's going to have a look up the inside now.
Through turns 1 and 2, Jeff Drake has a half a second lead over Liam Quinn. Then it's a 10th back to Kingsbury, another 10th back to Riley Thompson, and the rest of them are all on top of each other down the back straightaway now. The 56 side by side with the 21. He gets cleared again. We'll tuck in behind.
Thompson not done just yet, trying to build up another run, but here comes Lazier now going to take advantage before Thompson gets the inside.
Oh, he's loose on the grass is Flynn Lazier. He's going to save it. Christopher is going to try to take us run to the outside lane. Nowhere to go.
Lazier slides back up in front of the 13 to hold on to 5th. Stouffer all over the back of him for that spot.
Down the front straightaway again, it's Matt Kingsbury side by side with Riley Thompson for third crash behind him. And it's go. Oh!
And the 5 of John Downing up and over is going to get turned right back over. Caution flag flies yet again.
Another bad crash. We've seen plenty of them. Here's a look. Goke just going to maybe get run into by the 23. Tanner Watkins on the inside, and he's going to tangle with the 5 on corner exit right here.
Oh, yeah, the Goke just taps the 5 in the rear. Down and goes for a wild tumble.
We will take you to the end with the classic broadcast. Welcome again to Sim TV. My name is Kyle Heyer, joined by Finney Nakuna. If you're just now tuning in, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more good content in general. Jeff Drake is the leader, but he heads for the pit lane. Are we surprised by this development?
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised, but I guess you might as well pit now and then just run it green to the end of the look. He's taking the access road, so he's going to stay out.
Will Riley Thompson abandon his position? It looks like he will not.
A few drivers toward the back look like they're going to abandon their spots. They're going to make a trip down.
We'd like to thank Coca-Cola of Kokomo again for sponsoring today's broadcast. And make sure you head down to your local fuel station and grab a Coke for 5 cents.
I wish.
Or $1.95. Inflation is not fun. Neither is coronavirus, which is why we're doing this right now. I remember the days of the Spanish flu. The fans have lined up in masses around the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we'll contest our final 25 laps here shortly. Below us, a massive expanse of modern technology in pavement as we replace the bricks that once lay here, making the surface of this great racetrack.
Actually, we still have the bricks. They still have it.
I wish that iRacing would give us a version of the racetracks with a brick texture.
I would feel bad for anyone with a direct drive wheel. I still can't believe that, honestly though, I still can't believe they paved a 2.5 mile oval in bricks. And they thought that was a good idea.
This facility is absolutely enormous. It is 2.5 miles in circumference. And inside houses a golf course for men who would like to have leisure time instead of... I'm trying, okay? Give me a break.
That's a poor choice of words.
I'm just working on it. The golf course below is for non-race fans who may enjoy different things. There is also a course in the middle for when the Formula One event comes each year for the United States Grand Prix. And there we contest a championship with drivers from all over the world. Racing has truly become a global pastime.
That's my dad if he enjoys.
I said leisure time.
Oh, okay.
Not pleasure time. Different thing. This afternoon, we've had several different leaders and many accidents, of which Andreas Eich has sustained massive injuries and will stay in the hospital for the time being. Joshua Chin had to attend things at home and had to leave the racetrack this afternoon to attend his wife and children. For youngster Riley Thompson, no wife and kids yet, but he is running third.
Yeah, let's see if he can take the lead here. This is probably one of the best positions he's restarted from all night long. Usually been further on back and then moving his way up towards the end of a run. See how long he can stay here, as we're going to come down to 24 laps to go for the last green flag run of the race. What should be, or what could be.
What should be, what could be, is victory for Jeff Drake. He will have 24 laps to hold on. But hard-charging driver from the United Kingdom of Liam Quinn, trying to make the Queen proud this afternoon. He rides in second. Riley Thompson, the youngster, only 18 years of age. He rides third. The pace car will peel off and leave the field in the hands of Jeffrey Drake. It is time to race again. 24 laps remain in the Bill Holland 200. And green, we are away again. Off towards the first corner, engine screaming. Line astern, they sit. And Drake is struggling to put the power down at the exit of turn 2. Liam Quinn trying to close behind them. The 26 of Lazier and Christopher. They battle for 5th.
Yeah, Lazier making a move at the inside. Also looks like one of the guys further up, I think Thompson making a move to the inside of Liam Quinn for second place.
For second place on the racetrack. Thompson to the inside. He straddles the curbing. He clears the number 44 of Liam Quinn.
A little bit sideways out of the turn 4. The 56 of Thompson. We'll see if he can get the lead. Oh, boy.
The 16 of Aaron Roos and the 18 of Andrew Wood almost had to come in together. And turn number 4, they will escape disaster today.
So Matt Kingsbury almost hit the turn 4 wall after exiting the corner. He's going to keep the car straight on the surface.
At the front of the field, here comes the youngster. Thompson to the inside. Will he walk away with his first ever trophy in the Bill Holland 200?
I think he might here. He's got a really fast car making a pass on both the leaders in one lap.
He drives away.
Gonna try to at least. He's got to deal with Liam Quinn right in behind him.
Oh, trouble.
Whoa,
Car to the wall.
Oh boy, I think that was one of the Kingsburys.
It's Matt Kingsbury. A vicious accident. But it looks like he will be able to recover. At the front of the field, Liam Quinn, with more experience, is trying to recover the lead from the youngster in Riley Thompson. The Queen will be proud if he can accomplish this pass this afternoon.
See if he can get it done here off of turn 4. He's also got to worry about Jeff Drake right in behind him here. These top 3, again, as I said it earlier in the race, I think they're the class of the field here, coming down the last few laps. And here comes Liam Quinn now up the inside of Thompson for the lead.
He's got it. Behind them. 3 wide off into the corner. It's Bryant in the middle.
So I think also Buchanan just got pushed into the corner.
Zachary Buchanan runs wide. He spent most of the race a lap down and out of contention. But here he is, back inside the top 10 with a drive to win. 3 wide for the lead on the back straightaway at Indianapolis.
Someone's going to have to pull out here. Who is it going to be? It looks like it's going to be Jeff Drake that drops out. Riley Thompson will get a nice chance to clear Liam Quinn, and indeed he does. Here comes also Clint Lazier right in behind in the 26 for 3rd place. We're looking at the inside of Drake.
Bryant to the inside of Buchanan. But Buchanan is stronger. Man versus machine at corner exit.
Whoa,
over 400 horsepower. Again for the top spot. Quinn and Thompson battle at the brickyard.
Quinn trying to keep the car down tight to the apex in the corner. Is going to just slide up in front of Riley Thompson. Clear for position.
Buchanan trying to chase down now Tanner Watkins in the number 23. Aaron Roos and Bryant for 9th behind him. For the lead again.
Either driver giving up, going back and forth every single lap. Now Quinn looking to the outside. Thompson on the inside lane. He's going to defend the spot.
A crossover by the 44. He puts the left side tires in the grass. This time by, it'll be 20 laps remaining.
Jeff Drake way out of the groove. Is going to be Lazier and even Stouffer too. That's going to fall on by. Oh, Lazier into the wall.
Tumbling He slides.
Oh, into the pit lane, too.
Oh, behind them, more trouble.
Oh!
And the caution flag is out. And Aaron Roos, a disastrous, vicious tumble down the front straightaway. Parts flying.
End over end. His car finally comes to a stop.
And the yellow flag is out again. Here's a look at the replay. The crash was already happening in front. And the 0-8 to Jonathan Goke destroys the 16. As he tumbles end over end on the front straightaway, parts flying, fans scattering in the grandstands. And he comes to rest, with smoke billowing from the engine bay.
The car is still miraculously able to roll after taking a violent hit to the pit wall.
Drivers scattering to miss it.
Oh god.
It looks like a World War II fighter plane, billowing smoke.
Let's run on board with him.
It is looking like a Japanese Zero after interception from the United States Navy.
Oh, we need to keep an eye on him. Watch when he goes to the corner. When he turns the car, it gets interesting here.
The car is struggling, puffing smoke from the rear. It will have to return to the pits to make further repairs.
Something's broken the suspension.
The car is broken. The day is over for Aaron Roos, and a day of frustration ensues. The team has worked long and hard to get the car to this position, and it's all gone in instants. Pit stops. For some, but not for others. Zach Buchanan, again in the number 40, retains the top spot. We will go to break for 1 moment. We'll be back for the restart.
My father's father had 2 brothers and a sister. His older sister, Hazel, had married a man named Jim Yunker, and he was involved in the bottling business early on, as early as 1906 in Indianapolis, and he sold flavors. He would have had grape, cream soda, blood orange, ginger ale. In 1915, he got the franchise for Coca-Cola in Indianapolis. So then we fast forward 20 years later to 1935, Jim Yunker approached my grandfather and his 2 brothers and said the franchises in Kokomo, Logansport, and Peru are available for sale, and you guys want this. Trust me, you want to get in the Coca-Cola business.
Welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're watching the Indy Elite Series Bill Holland 200. We are 63 laps complete out of 80 this afternoon, and coming back to a restart after another horrible collision on the front straightaway. The drivers have been escorted to the care center. The cars have been disposed of.
And we're back down to now 15 cars running, 14 of which are on the lead lap.
Thousands of dollars gone today.
Millions.
Thousands.
Oh yeah, actually thousands.
1967. It's time to go racing again. And it's Christopher and Zachary Buchanan in the Project 2 car in second place. It's time to go racing again. 17 laps remaining. And the green flag is in the air again.
Whoa,
Wow.
wow, what a restart.
Andrew Wood with a spectacular move to the inside lane. He'll take fourth place away.
I'm hoping he timed that restart right, because you can't pass on the inside until you get to the start-finish line, so...
And now he goes for third. What an amazing maneuver by the 18 of Andrew Wood. He puts himself position number 3.
He's not done yet. He's not done yet as he's got Liam Quinn to his inside now, trying to take that third spot away.
They battle at 200 miles an hour. Behind them, they scatter into turn 3. Will they all make it away?
Joe Branch in the middle. They're 3 wide on the outside. It's going to be tight on exit.
There's no way that we get out of this without an accident.
Well, looks like we have for now.
It's Tanner J. Watkins in the number 23 of the outside lane, and Matt Kingsbury on the inside of the 21. They make contact down the front straight, and Flynn Lazier has nowhere to go.
Wheel each other down the straightaway. Here comes Lazier trying to make a move into one's going to sit back on it.
The 21 is out of control. He slides up the racetrack.
Oh.
And a crossover. They're 3 wide again at the exit of turn number 2.
Not for long, as Kingsbury's going to have to fall in behind both drivers now, as Watkins going to hike ahead, as well as Lazier trying to run that inside lane.
Contact out of the second
there we
corner.
go.
And the 21 is sideways and tumbling.
Gets
He
Joe
will
Branch.
gather Joe Branch, and he tumbles on the back straight. And the caution is out again. The 21 of Kingsbury was out of line. At the exit of the second corner, he lost control after contact from the 26. He tumbles and gathers up the 28 of Joe Branch. A race-ending incident, surely. At the front of the field, Christopher continues to lead. We are under 15 laps to go. Zachary Buchanan is in second. Riley Thompson in third. Liam Quinn in fourth, and perhaps the most shocking of all, Andrew Wood in fifth. What a spectacular restart to gain 3 positions and move himself inside the top 5 with less than 15 to go.
Yeah, such a good restart, but we maybe should get a replay of
Okay. We shall return to find the restart. An amazing maneuver.
Yeah, passes 3 cars by the time he gets down to turn 1.
Let's right on board with the 18.
Just put him in gas and never lifted.
He makes it look easy, wrestling a 400 horsepower machine. Heroic maneuvers for Andrew Wood. The 56 of Riley Thompson is in trouble. The front end bouncing wildly.
Yeah, actually, where did he get the damage to that car? That's damage to the nose of that machine.
The driver from the United Kingdom has the entire country watching. At home, at night, tucked into their beds, they await the outcome to see if their driver can bring it home with victory tonight. The Queen is watching. The princes are waiting.
Good Queen's bedtime, I know. Close to it.
The Queen has no bedtime.
Actually, she would have been young back in the 60s, so.
Riley Thompson's car is bouncing wildly.
Do you think that's how he got the damage?
It is irresponsible. And perhaps because he's so young, he does not yet understand the damage he can do. These race cars are delicate machines, but also so viciously brutal. They must be driven with intent to win, but not mistrusted nor miscared for.
And Stouffer going to be the one that leads them back to the green here. And they, I think, have to make one more lap around. Should be about 12 laps to go at the restart.
There will only be 12 laps remaining when the green flag next flies. And we'll do the battle for the Bill Holland 200. The pagoda looming in the distance. For drivers that wish to stand atop, they must win today. Zachary Buchanan has had an eventful afternoon in his Project 2 car. I don't know why I'm turning British. Behind him, Riley Thompson in the number 56 awaits another restart opportunity. And for Andrew Wood, a repeat of the previous restart would do him well.
Here's an interesting thing. Have you noticed the little bar on the left side of the cars?
I have not.
Do you see now?
I do.
You know what that's for?
No.
Go.
Please explain.
Takes the fuel to the engine. Because I think the fuel tank's in the front. I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what I remember hearing from it. And that's the only really thing that
The
makes
fuel
sense.
tank is 4 of the leading axle. I understand, yes. And they must transport the fuel to the rear of the car.
It's a Porsche.
I understand. No. It is very much not a Porsche. These cars are the pride of the British community. Lotus. Sports cars that you can drive all over the nation, all over the world, with exceptional quality.
Debatable.
Coming to the restart with 12 laps to go. Chris Stouffer and Zachary Buchanan will lead the field back to the green. The youngster, Riley Thompson, in third place. Only just having graduated grade school. Sits in third. The green flag is waiting in the hands of the flagman. And again, we are racing at Indianapolis with 12 laps to go. Only 13 cars remain.
Comes Liam Quinn with a great run on Riley Thompson, right in behind in fourth place now, trying to move himself back up to the front. Riley Thompson trying to get back to Zach Buchanan up here. He's got a great run out of 2.
He swings the driver's left. Down the back straightaway, they battle for position. Zachary Buchanan is under attack. Riley Thompson is closing, but he cannot quite get there.
I think the damage to the nose is actually affecting him here as he pulled out alongside Buchanan. He was not able to keep up pace. Here he comes looking on the outside.
Buchanan to the inside. He sees an opportunity, and he must take it. There is too much on the line, too much glory. It'll be a side-by-side battle as they exit the final corner with 11 laps to go.
Comes Thompson going to line up in behind Zach Buchanan. Buchanan's going to lead the lap at the line.
A cluster of 5 cars across the line.
Oh, and how about the 18 of Andrew
Oh no!
Wood?
Andrew Wood! Up into the wall. He scrapes the fence, and the barrier is damaged. But we avoid disaster. At the front of the field, Chris Stouffer back to the outside, and Zachary Buchanan to the inside.
Oh, here comes another great run from a car. Going to have a look on the inside. It's Liam Quinn going to take the field 3 wide.
3 wide again to the back straight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it's Liam Quinn in the blue 44 that charges to the front. But deep on the brakes is the 13. There's no way to make it out of this.
Wow, he does not make contact with Zach Buchanan as they almost touch wheels with all 3 cars abreast.
Inches between them with 10 laps to go. Buchanan slides up the track. Here comes the 34 of Jeff Drake, and Buchanan has to heed the position for now.
Ooh, car went spinning in the background. Not sure if they were able to save it or not. Zach Buchanan able to run to the inside. Same thing for Quinn for the lead.
10 laps remaining. Quinn to the top spot on the bottom. And Zachary Buchanan up the inside of Riley Thompson for third. 10 laps remain. 25 miles of racing remain this afternoon at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Who will win?
Here comes Stouffer now at the run off the corner.
Oh, no, Riley Thompson is in the wall, and Zachary Buchanan is tangling, and they all crash, and Buchanan hard hits the wall on the inside lane.
Oh, and some more cars being involved as well.
And the caution flag waves again. And Buchanan's car is destroyed. Heartbreak.
Trying to get that thing to drive somewhat straight.
He will wrestle his broken and limping machine. Let us find out exactly how this collision happened. And at first was the 56 of Riley Thompson, who we first saw in the wall.
Got T-boned there by, I believe that's Flynn Lazier.
And Flynn Lazier was also contacted later. Here is another view of Flynn Lazier. A vicious accident on the back straightaway.
Vicious is doing that lightly, man.
A slight scrape is all it takes.
Whew. Great landing, though.
And Zachary Buchanan in the number 40. His view. We head back live. Buchanan has repaired his car, and he will return to the racetrack in 11th.
Running out of cars very quickly here.
We are down to 11 vehicles left on the racetrack.
And lining up for what should almost be our final restart of the race.
Again, we'll remind you, if you enjoyed this broadcast today, please hit the like button, and if you have not yet subscribed, make sure you do so. And also, IndyCar and kart will become two separate things, and it's a whole spoiler. So,
spoiler alert.
Breaking character for one more second. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Special event here put on by the Indy Elite Series. Thanks to Joe Branch and Brandon from the Coca-Cola of Kokomo Bottling Plant. This has been a lot of fun. We kind of decided to roll with this because I feel like this is working out pretty nicely so far. If you want to see more of this retro sort of action, we'll be live with this same situation next Saturday night for the Outsider Racing League Darlington Throwback Night at 10 p.m. next Saturday. That'll be Eastern Time. Make sure you join us again tomorrow and all throughout the rest of the week. I know a lot of the real racing's gotten canceled around the world, so there's no excuse not to be watching this because this is the next best thing. And let me tell you, I've been pretty impressed with. I know we've had a lot of cautions today, but this has been about as good as this was going to get.
No, yeah, these cars were absolutely not designed. Remember, these are still road cars at heart, and some of these guys have done a pretty solid job setting up these cars. If you actually look at them straight on, some of these guys have the cars skewed out to the side properly like you would drive these things here. So they've done a great, and just the battling too. They've done a fantastic job being three wide through some of these corners and not instantly wrecking each other. So it's been pretty amazing to watch. Yeah,
and again, we want to thank Coca-Cola Bottling Plant of Kokomo, Indiana for sponsoring the Indy Elite Series for the entire 2020 season. And we've got normal IndyCar action returning to you next Sunday night at 7:15 Eastern. So just under 7 days from now. And we'll also remind you that if you're into sports car racing, we've got a cool thing coming up. It'll be the Redenzo Sports Car Challenge, which will start on Wednesday, the 25th of March. And it's an all-in effort by us here at SimTV to put on a spectacular show with the Cayman 718 GT4 and the Audi RS3 TCR.
Yeah, and if you want to sign up, spots are starting to get pretty low. We have 9 spots remaining in TCR and 11 in the GS category with the Porsche GT4 Cayman. So if you you want to join and sign up, please do it soon.
So next Wednesday is the last Wednesday that we won't be doing anything for quite some time. Of course, also the Spec MX5 Sim Racing Challenge begins in the coming months as well. And another all hands on deck. There's so much that's about to change fundamentally about Sim TV broadcast for the better. Very excited to bring it to you in the year 2020. Thank you again for all the support and love as we get back to restart. So I'm going to get back into character, Finian. Let's finish this thing out. As my mom shows up in the chat. This will be fun.
Yeah, gonna get the restart here with 6 laps to go. If we get a quick caution, we could see a restart, but I think we've been pretty good with the restarts. Has been what happens after that's been the problem.
With 6 laps to go, Liam Quinn in the number 44 will take us back to the restart. Christopher in second, and Jeff Drake in third. Man versus machine, using their equipment and the 400 horsepower behind their backs in their racing seats as we come back to the last restart of the night.
And we have 11 drivers left in the race, all of which are on the lead lap. Buchanan's the last of those cars, as see everyone on the entire field in picture right there.
11 drivers remain of the 26 that started this event. The cautions have flown, but the green flag will fly once more at Indianapolis. It is time now to contest the race win in the Bill Holland 200. Liam Quinn brings us back to the green, and we're racing again at Indy.
After he tries to jump the restart a bit, but has to wait. Can't make the pass on Stouffer. Now he can finally make a pass as he gets a run up the inside.
Into the first corner. For a second, it's a battle. But Zachary Buchanan, after being involved in a collision, is desperately trying to advance his position in the final 5 laps.
He's got to make at least 2 passes a lap to try to have a shot at the win here. Oh, and here he goes up the inside. It's Danley Ench on the outside. Whoa!
Oh, contact! He saves it. At the front of the field for a second, it's a battle. Christopher and Jeff Drake, as well as Tanner Watkins. They battle side by side off into the third corner.
Stouffer going to go way hard into turn 3, going to wash out up and out of the lane. He's going to drop back to 4th, maybe 5th here.
He almost contacts the barrier, but he remains on course. Behind them, they tangle. Riley Thompson, a vicious accident.
Oh!
He gets clobbered. And it's a horrible collision in turn number 4. His car comes to rest upside down. And Riley Thompson's condition unknown.
Yeah, I think we might have a shot of getting the restart here. But that's unfortunate for Riley Thompson, a driver we very much thought could win this race. Is gonna end up in the pits after a violent crash.
He entered turn 3 in 5th place, but it all comes to a drastic end right here. It was the 26. They made contact, and a vicious collision that ends in tragedy for the 56. Another view.
He was there out of 3. He was trying to get control of that car. Man, that's a hard and another hard one.
Oh. The 52 of Danley Ench contacts him at well over 130 miles an hour. Here is his view. He may have avoided disaster.
Definitely would have if he had the halo.
For Riley Thompson, a vicious accident, the youngster. Too young. And he turns over. And that is a bad sight.
I hope Riley's okay.
And he comes to rest on his helmet in turn 4.
Field catch finally caught up to the pace car. Now this is going to be interesting to see here if we do get a restart. If we do get a restart, it should be a 1-lap shootout. Yeah, that'll make things interesting to say the least.
Liam Quinn, the driver from the United Kingdom, awaits a victory. An entire country across the pond waiting for news of his win today. The Queen remains up, waiting for news that their country has become victorious at the American racetrack in Indianapolis. Tanner J. Watkins in third place. A good day for him, but no doubt upset with coming up just short.
Well, Sayer, you could probably have a chance to change that. If we do finally get back under green. Drivers should know ahead of us what's going on. We, of course, have to kind of wait till the lights on the pace car extinguish. I'm sure for Liam Quinn, he would definitely have loved this race to end under caution, because he could have just walked away with the victory. Thompson's back on the track.
The youngster lives. He carries on. He was too young to go, and it was not his time today. His total downforce racing, Lotus will continue to drive, as will he, into the future.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's going to be a lot down, so he's not really going to be fighting for a whole lot.
He has already fought for his life, and he has won.
I was going to say that if you did.
He has won, even if he has lost. With 3 laps remaining, will we race again? We will. We will have 2 laps to go at the restart.
We might check it. So this is going to be the final restart of this race. Now we got 11 cars running, 10 of which on the lead lap. Danley Ench now the last car on the lead lap.
As Zachary Buchanan lines up 9th. His day today, all over the board. Last, first, second, 5th, and now he resides in 9th.
So we'll just go through your entire top 10, might as well. Got Liam Quinn in first, Jeff Drake in second, Tanner Watkins in third, Chris Stouffer in fourth, Jason Brophy in fifth, Simon Bryan in sixth, Andrew Wood in seventh, Lynn Lazier in eighth, Zach Buchanan in ninth, and Danley Ench rounding out your top 10.
Christopher Stouffer in 4th place has an opportunity to win. I was trying to figure out how to extend people's names, and I was gonna say Flinathan. Flinathan Lazier. No, I'm sorry. I just thought that was funny. I had that. You ever thought that you're like, this is too stupid to say, but then you say it anyway?
Many times.
Okay. Anyway, here we go. 2 laps remain. In the Bill Holland 200 at Indianapolis, Jeff Drake is warming his tires, hoping to have maximum grip at the restart.
There we go. We're lining up.
The United Kingdom awaits the news of victory in the United States. The pace car will peel off. We will return to the green flag in just a moment. It's time to go racing. Green flag.
Taking down the front straightaway. Here comes the 23. Tanner Watkins immediately with a run on Jeff Drake up the inside into turn 1.
2 laps remaining. If the caution flies, the race is over. Liam Quinn is so close to victory. Just about 5 miles remaining until he can head back to the United Kingdom victorious.
He's got a hold of 3 cars directly in behind him trying to build up a run. Meanwhile, looking at the back, Zach Buchanan trying to catch the guys up ahead. But it's a battle for second place as Liam Quinn drives off into the distance.
They chase each other down the back straightaway. Jeff Drake is second. Chris Stouffer is third. Tanner Watkins in fourth and Jason Brophy in fifth. They run to turn 3 wide.
Oh, they almost crash.
If they get back to the white flag, the race will be complete under green flag conditions. They only have a half a mile left to get there. No, there's contact. Will they crash? They will not. Liam Quinn is so close. Can he get back to the start-finish line before the caution flies? The 22 sliding wildly out of control. Will we make it? We will. Liam Quinn, white flag, 1 more lap around.
This is going to end under green. Jeff Drake in the 34 trying to catch back up to Liam Quinn, but the gap might be too big.
Behind them, a scramble for 5th place. Brophy and Andrew Wood battling for position. It's 7/10 between Drake and Quinn. He's got 1 last back straightaway to negotiate.
And Jeff Drake's going to be too busy dealing with Chris Stouffer in behind. I don't think he's going to have enough of a run to make.
The battle for second. Here comes Stouffer up the inside. 2 final corners at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and a race back to the bricks. Here they come. Through turn 3, through turn 4. Behind them, scattering is Brophy and the 18 of Andrew Wood. Final corner for Liam Quinn. The United Kingdom awaits his victory. Out of turn number 4, Liam Quinn will race back to the checkered flag.
And a violent crash as Jeff Drake goes end over end approaching the start-finish line.
He tumbles over the pit wall. Battle to the start-finish line. But it's Liam Quinn who wins. Quinn, Stouffer, Watkins, Wood, Brophy, Lazier, Ench, Buchanan, Drake, and Thompson. But it's Liam Quinn. He makes his country proud. And though 200 years ago, the United States won in a Revolutionary War, it is Liam Quinn today, UK victorious over the United States. He will celebrate amongst the 300,000 fans. And a horrible collision on the cooldown lap. But he will burn out regardless. And on the Yard of Bix, he will celebrate his win.
So much for putting that in a museum.
Museums will only remember him with a plaque. 400 horses straight into a concrete wall. The forward engine spinning with victory. We'll be back for interviews in just a moment after this word from our sponsor.
My father's father had two brothers and a sister. His older sister, Hazel, had married a man named Jim Yunker, and he was involved in the bottling business early on, as early as 1906 in Indianapolis, and he sold flavors. He would have had grape, cream soda, blood orange, ginger ale. In 1915, he got the franchise for Coca-Cola in Indianapolis. So then we fast forward 20 years later to 1935, Jim Yunker approached my grandfather and his two brothers and said the franchises in Kokomo, Logansport, and Peru are available for sale, and you guys want this. Trust me, you want to get in the Coca-Cola business.
Welcome back live to Sim TV. We're here now with our third place finisher. It's Tanner Watkins, the number 23. Tanner, tonight's race was absolutely crazy. Drivers battling side by side, cars flipping end over end, but you survived and got a podium finish. Walk us through this race this afternoon and how you managed to get a third place finish.
Yeah, guys, thanks first and foremost for carrying the race tonight. It was a lot of fun. I've never driven this car before. I just bought it a few hours before the race, so I knew it was probably going to be a little crazy, and just decided to hang out at the back for the first half of the race or so. And then once we were kind of in that fuel window to make it to the end, I figured, now's the time to start moving forward. And seemed like all the crashes happened around me, but it never really collected me. So I was pretty lucky. And then, man, it was crazy, just a free-for-all there at the end, and to end up with a podium. Pretty pleased with that, certainly.
Talk to me about this race car a little bit, because you're going off into the corners at 195 miles an hour. You have to get them slowed down. How nervous were you in traffic around other people and trying not to get yourself involved in a collision?
Yeah, I mean the car is pretty squirrely. It's pretty similar to driving a cup car around here at IMS. Um, but yeah, I mean driving into the corner by yourself, obviously, like you feel like you're going to control the car fine enough, but everybody has different breaking points, especially into 1 and 3. Um, so that definitely kept people on their toes, and that's where it got the hairiest, was just trying to give everybody enough room, because you're sideways most of the time anyway. Definitely, you believe in yourself, but we had to put a lot of trust in the guys around us here tonight, and most of the time, I guess it didn't work out, but it was a lot of fun nonetheless.
A lot of fun for sure. Tanner, thanks for talking to us. Congratulations on a podium finish, and we'll see you later.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too. Moving on now to our second place finisher, Chris Stouffer, the number 13. Chris, tonight, your Team Lotus number 13 was all over the place, up the order, down the order, but you ended up at the top of it in second place. Talk to us about your night and trying to battle through the field here and avoiding wheel-to-wheel contact especially.
Yeah, I managed to finish that race with no contact whatsoever, which is amazing, as close as we're all running. And you're right, I was all up and down the field there. I knew I had a car. It was good enough to run up at the front of the field and possibly even win. But, just the way the cautions worked out there, I kind of got shuffled back, so I was glad to get second place at the end of it.
I asked Tanner Watkins what it's like to drive off into the corner side by side at 200 miles an hour and have no downforce. How differently do you have to drive this car versus a modern Indy car, where you might be able to trust your opponents a bit more because there's more downforce involved?
Yeah, there's none of that. Let's just say that there's no downforce. So when you're going into the turns, you're really focused on your line and what you're doing, because you don't want to mess up the guy next to you. And that was the biggest thing for me all night. And I was trying to take it easy at the beginning, didn't want to get in anything. And it just happened that way that no matter what you did, you're racing somebody. All the cars were really, really close on pace. So, it's nice to have this throwback and run these cars. You get a real good appreciation for what it was like for those guys, and how grueling and how just how much it would have took out of you running full 200 miles here, or 500 miles, 200 laps.
Chris, thank you so much for talking to us. Great finish tonight, second place in the number 13. Thanks for talking. We'll see you later.
Thank you.
And now talking with our race winner, Liam Quinn, in the 44. Liam, tonight was a battle for sure. You started up in second, but you were in the lead for a bunch of the laps tonight. You led 23 of the 80. How hard was it to hold on to that lead, and how crazy was it battling everyone for the top spot here this afternoon?
It was so fun. These cars are great. They've got enough grip that you can go pretty quick, but they've got enough grip lost that it just scares the living daylights out of you every corner. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun there.
We asked both the drivers that we talked to, or talked before you, and I was asking them what it's like to drive off into the corners at 200 with no downforce. How much brakes can you use? I mean, how sideways do these cars get in traffic, and how wild is it to drive off in the corner and not being able to trust the guy next to you not to run into you?
Brakes is never enough. Downforce is non-existent, and the wall becomes very quick to you. So, with guys next to you, you can't really. You just got to hope that they hold their line and don't make mistakes. Really. Same with when you go into a corner in the draft, you overspeed with about 20 miles an hour, so you just send it sideways, like holding the brakes in. So, just full send every lap.
And you'll understand this when you watch the broadcast back later, but I think the Queen's proud of you. Nice job tonight, and great win. It was good talking to you, and wish you best of luck when we return to normal IndyCar racing next week.
I'm glad to do her proud.
All right, Liam, have a great night. All right, that's going to do it for interviews this evening, and we want to take another look at that wild accident that happened at the exit of Turn 4. Jeff Drake, out of control, finally, he's going to hit the wall at corner exit, and here's what happened to him.
Yeah, we've seen countless drivers get into the wall today, and they've all ended up the same way. The car is violently getting into.
Oh, wow! His head almost got the concrete there. That was mighty close.
Well, I think wouldn't really change much as he tumbles
Probably not.
over end violently down the front straightaway. It's the end of this that I'm really concerned because we kind of cut away from where he ended up.
That's not legit at all.
Whoa. He goes flying over the pit wall.
Oh boy. Oh, we still haven't seen the top of the car hit the ground yet. There it is.
That'll hurt a bit.
Yep. Let's watch this at full speed. We'll ride on board here.
His brain is in jelly already.
Oh, there it is. Almost had second place, and in the final moments, it all slipped away.
Yeah, I think he's gassing up too early. Also, with sideways. It's gonna hurt.
Ooh. Ground, sky, ground, sky, ground, sky. Oh. Wild ride here. Here's a look at your race results, and thank you for bearing with us. If you enjoyed this broadcast, make sure... Oh, that's because I'm using class. That's why. He was leading his class.
Oh.
I needed to fix... Okay, good to know that messes things up. Anyway, congrats to Liam Quinn. If you enjoyed this broadcast, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's more of this coming next Saturday night, 10 p.m. for the Outsider Racing League race at Darlington. We appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. Thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you again to Coca-Cola of Kokomo. They put the smiley face up there to cheer everybody up in this time of the lack of racing, which is not a fun time for everybody. So thank you so much. And we'll see you tomorrow night with 3 wide and ERSCA action at 9:30.